The winds of change. Ooh, when you hear that word change, a lot of times you go, don't want that. And the reality is, life is always changing. I know you've heard that. I'm not telling you anything new, but I want you to get it in your heart. There is no status quo. Everything is change. The times when it really gets to us is when it's like a real fast change or an intense change. And then our world kind of gets upside down. We don't quite know what to do or why it's happening. Hi, I'm Marian Massie. I'm a clinical hypnotherapist and success coach. And in my book, Miracles, Karma, and Reincarnation Redefined, a handbook for purposeful living, I talk about how to navigate life from a higher perspective. And part of navigating life from a higher perspective is learning that change is part of life and usually spirit trying to mix things up for us to get out of a rut. I had my sister, she has since passed, but she lived in this apartment for the longest time in San Francisco. And even though her landlord was really nasty, and she must have been lived in there for about 15 years, she just didn't have the whatever it took to find a new place. And she took so much abuse from her landlady until finally, I think she got evicted. So she was really forced to look in a different direction. Because if she had stayed right in that little bubble, she wouldn't have grown. And I saw her growing a lot when she moved from that apartment at that time. And she even moved to a different part of the state. And that's what happens in our life. Divorce, sickness, promotions, money. These are all big changes. So what do we do with them? What is Spirit trying to teach us? What are we trying to learn as soul? I know many times in my life, when I went through big changes or hurtful events, I try to remember that we are soul living a physical existence and to get some kind of wisdom from whatever is happening. The good stuff is like, oh, okay, I'm fine. New house that you want, you can afford, yay. I kind of forget sometimes when the good stuff comes to say, what am I learning? When the not so good stuff happens, I do try to remember at that time, what am I trying to learn? But really, in all honesty, we should be doing that regardless, because every single thing that happens to us is a spiritual step, always. This whole existence is a spiritual step. So when life throws you a curveball, you can have the pity party. I have had the pity party many times, but get out of the pity party then and use some of the tools that I talk about. Use the mantras, work with your dreams, write affirmations saying, I'm safe to know what I need to know from this experience. Let me repeat it, but you write it longhand. I am safe to know what I need to know from this experience. There are so many tools that I've put in this book for you. Spiritual tools, tools for your mind, tools for your emotions. And sometimes you have to start through your emotions or through your mind before you can really dig deeper. Because if you've had belief systems that have been pounded into you from a child and all of a sudden things are starting to change and that you go, do I really need to believe that anymore? You might have to start there. Or maybe your emotions were so packed that you couldn't let go. Like this one client I had one time. She came to me to help her with arthritis. And she said I was the last resort, and she spent thousands and thousands of dollars to help her let go of arthritis. So we were working together, and it came out through therapy that a lot of her arthritis was caused by repressed anger. And she was starting to get relief. And then she called and said, "Oh, I can't afford you anymore." I said, "But you're getting results." And she said, "No, I can't afford it." So what really happened, I believe, is that she could not face what she needed to face that was causing this in her life. And I knew it was repressed anger. She wanted to stay a victim. So I'm not saying all arthritis is caused by being a victim or repressed anger. I'm saying this particular person, this was happening. But everything is teaching us something. So use change. It's going to happen. Ask how I can grow from this. What am I trying to learn from this? Know that there's a lot of tools, like I said, in my book, and it comes in audio now too. So go on Amazon and try it out, because then you can have it. You can look through all the different tools I have for you. If you like the site, tell others. And also subscribe, because every time I come out with a new video, you'll get it in your box. Until then, know that life is change. How you handle it is going to help you go forward. Stay still. Well, you can't really stay still, or go backwards. I hope you go forward.